Hello again, everybody, and welcome out to the Action Building here in Canton, Georgia. This is Nightmare Factory Showcase number 12. I'm Brandon Benefield alongside the great Gerard Bonner, and we've got a great show lined up tonight.
We certainly do, as many of those who attended this camp will enjoy their very first match here in the world of professional wrestling. You're about to watch history with Student Showcase 12.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is set for one fall. Introducing first, weighing in at 200 pounds, from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, the Canadian a-hole, Poutine!
He's Canadian, eh? Get it?
Hey, I get it.
A-hole?
Well,
Chad Poutine making his debut here, his first ever match here at Showcase number 12, GB.
absolutely. It's always a pleasure here
And
to
his
be
opponents,
with the Nightmare Factory. And he's going to have quite the test ahead of him with his opponent.
Oregon, now residing in Atlanta, Georgia, Parker Lee!
Yeah, talk about having your hands full in your very first matchup. Parker Lee, we've seen him for quite a while here. I guess you'd call him a Nightmare Factory veteran at this point.
Fair to say.
And yeah, Poutine's going to have his hands full for sure.
You better believe it. You know, one of the things, if you're just tuning in to the Student Showcase, one of the cool things about us being at Showcase number 12 is that we regularly see the current trainees battling those who have previously come as part of this, and Mr. Poutine has something to say.
Yeah, Parker, get it in the ring. Thank you. This godforsaken place, Canton, Georgia. I cannot believe that I agreed to come here. I thought Atlanta was bad. Canton is so much worse. I almost literally went to the wrong state because unoriginally, like all Americans do, you named the same name for this city as 27 other places in this dumpster fire of a country. This country is literally the worst that even American wrestlers don't want to live here. Brock Lesnar, the beast incarnate, he lives in Canada too, he hates it here so much.
He's still American made.
Right?
Shut up.
And so this is what I'm going to do for you. I'm going to take 5 minutes, just like Brock Lesnar does. I'm going to put Parker where he belongs. I'm going to collect a paycheck, and I'm going to go home to the great night north, what is the actual greatest country in the world.
Well, maybe we can finally get underway here after Poutine not endearing himself at all to this great crowd here at the Action Building.
Not at all. I mean, who would have imagined that you start your first match really trying to win over the faithful here, and there's the bell. And this ought to be quite the match. Here, of course, Parker Lee, a veteran here of the Nightmare Factory. He's been all over the wrestling world. And now he locks up here with Chad Poutine, who, while he may have ruffled some feathers, he's actually spent quite a bit of time here in the States, attending Missouri State and getting a degree there, actually, as well. So pretty exciting for him. He's also been involved in pro hockey, not in this country, of course, in Switzerland for 3 years.
Well, the pin attempt here. Parker Lee able to kick out now. Head scissors there for Poutine. Kip up for Parker Lee. Parker Lee, we always talk about the great athleticism.
Not that impressive.
What an athlete.
He really is, and while Poutine isn't very impressed by him, I have long time been impressed by Parker Lee, who to me has always made incredible comparisons to a young Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, but that knee right there was not very kind. We're coming to expect not so many kind things from Mr. Poutine.
Now Poutine back into the side headlock on Parker Lee. Parker Lee trying to jockey for position, going to send Poutine across into the ropes. Big shoulder tackle there from the Canadian. And this crowd just soaking up those boos.
he loves every bit of it. It's almost like some people love to be hated, and you almost wonder if Canada was so great, why didn't he attend some of the wrestling schools in Canada? Instead, of course, he chose the best wrestling school in the world, which happens to be here in Atlanta, Georgia. That, of course, is the Nightmare Factory.
Now Parker Lee hung up on that top rope. Poutine going to take his time getting back in the ring here as he makes his way back in. You're right, GB. Plenty of great pro wrestling there up in Canada, of course, home of the Hearts.
Absolutely, right there in Calgary, Alberta. That's the place that the Hearts made famous. And this guy is kind of different. I dare call him an elitist. I mean, he's a guy who graduated the top of his class in Missouri State. I kind of resemble that, actually. But he graduated with a degree in socio-political communications, which, according to him, is a study of how language affects how people understand politics. He wants to be that kind of guy.
What a suplex there from Poutine, and now you see Parker Lee favoring that lower back. He felt every single bit of it as Poutine still jarring with this crowd here in the Action Building.
And it's almost hard to believe that this is his actual first match, but that's the case with many of those who we'll be seeing here tonight graduating from Student Showcase 12.
Lee now sent across. Poutine charges in. Big splash in the corner. And he got all of that one.
It was interesting because it was almost like he hung in air for a bit. It was kind of delayed, and he spent time almost in slow motion, and then he dropped. It was pretty amazing.
Absolutely some deceptive athleticism there from the Canadian. Back elbow from Poutine takes down Parker Lee once again.
Absolutely athleticism. Of course, he played college hockey there at Missouri State. And, going from a hockey background into pro wrestling, clearly he likes to fight.
Absolutely, and finally Parker Lee firing back with some clubbing shots and a clubbing blow there from Poutine right to the spine of Parker Lee now.
Absolutely, and he told us earlier that he's mean to everyone, and I tend to believe him.
Yeah, so far he's living up to that for sure. Oh, Samoan drop from the Canadian.
Or would that be a Canadian drop?
Perhaps. Pin attempt here, hooks the outside leg, not going to be enough.
What an intriguing match, and I'm surprised. I gotta admit, I thought Parker Lee might run away with this one, but Chad Poutine is all over him.
We have seen Parker Lee plenty of times over the years, and perhaps it's a strategy, kind of let him wear himself out, maybe a little rope-a-dope action, who knows?
Absolutely, made famous by the greatest, of course, the great Muhammad Ali.
The knee right to the spine of Parker Lee from Poutine. Poutine being backed off by our official David Weekley.
Chad Poutine would love nothing more than to make the ultimate impression and get a massive win in his first match here, and he knows the whole world is paying attention.
My goodness, what a knife-edge chop there from Poutine right to the chest.
Look at the confidence he walks with. Like, he literally does a move, and then he walks away, and he looks at his work, and he goes, wow, that was good.
My goodness, and you saw the impact it had on Parker Lee as he went flying now. Parker Lee, though, we know he's a master of chops as well. He's going to answer right back with some of his own.
Absolutely. Parker Lee has taken about all he feels like taking. He stands all he can stand. He can't stand no more.
Reversal there by Poutine. Big cross body drop. And Parker Lee landed hard right there in the center of the ring. And you hear the trash talk from Poutine. Poutine with the right hands. The referee going to reprimand him here. But Poutine taking advantage of the 5 count.
Poutine is kind of snapped here.
And he's going right back on the attack. Once again, that foot right across the throat of Parker Lee.
This is getting kind of scary. You kind of think that those who have been a part of this school believe in respect, but Poutine could care less about respect at this point.
What's he got in mind here? Maybe look for a back suplex. Yes, it was. And right there in the center of the ring, one more time, hooks the outside leg. Will this be enough?
Count of 2.
Still not quite.
Chad Poutine is really pulling out of his bag here. And I wonder, what exactly is deep in the bag of those from Calgary, Alberta, Canada?
I don't know. Something warm, I would think.
I'd hope so. It tends to be cold there at this time of year.
You see Parker Lee slow to get back up. Poutine's going to help him back up now. And maybe looking for another suplex. But the knee to the head and a quick roll-up schoolboy here from Parker Lee.
Whoa, that was very close.
What a counter there from Lee. Another quick roll-up. Will this be enough?
Count of 2.
Parker Lee with the quickness here. Backslide attempt here.
Count it. Oh, whoa, very close.
Another 2 count. Parker Lee comes in with a clothesline right up under the jaw and he just rocked Poutine once again. Ducks a clothesline, does Parker Lee. Hits that up kick right to the teeth and a kip up here from Parker Lee.
Very innovative move there from Parker Lee, and I definitely feel like Chad Poutine might be a little overwhelmed right now.
Parker Lee up and over to the ring apron. Step up into Gary from the outside. What's he got in mind here? Dives in, rolls through. Oh!
Innovative, very innovative there.
Code breaker right there to Poutine. This time Parker Lee with the pin attempt. No!
Count of 2. And a big leg drop there from Parker Lee.
What a shot from Lee. Lee now with the advantage. Can he capitalize here? What's he got in mind?
And here we go.
Looking for a lion saw perhaps, but nobody home. Lee landed on his feet. Into the ropes he goes once again. Uh-oh.
Oh,
Massive spine buster from Poutine.
a classic spine bust. Whoa, almost enough.
That was almost it.
Chad Poutine is being tested, and rightfully so. It's his first match, and he is holding up extremely well. But you quickly forget that it's his first match because he's angry, he's mad, but he's also showing a lot of endurance here in this match against Parker Lee.
You're right, both men showing a lot of resilience. See Poutine going for a spear there. Nobody home. He hit the ring post with that right shoulder.
Yeah, he went for a spear, shades of one of his influences. Adam Copeland.
Oh, a Canadian destroyer on the Canadian.
How opposite is that?
No way.
And that's enough.
Are you kidding me?
He got him.
Parker Lee hit Poutine with a Canadian destroyer.
The irony of that is not lost on me, and perhaps he might have put Poutine in his place. Pretty intriguing for sure. Big win there for Parker Lee.
What a match. What a way to open up this showcase here. Showcase number 12 here at the Action Building.
Absolutely fantastic, and shout out to all of you who are joining us on YouTube. Make sure you're following us at Nightmare Factory GA across all of the social spaces.
Wait a second, there's a spear for Poutine. The match was over, but Poutine not liking the result and just laid out Parker Lee with that spear.
We mentioned, of course, the influence of Adam Copeland, and we see it there with that spear. Unbelievable.
This Poutine now just dumped Parker Lee to the outside.
I am the best.
And still just jawing to the crowd saying he's the best.
Well, he certainly got the last laugh.
You know what you saw. I won that match. I am the greatest.
I will tell you what he's the best at, getting under the skin of this crowd here.
Yeah, and inviting himself into a bit of revisionist history for sure. He might be the last man standing, but Parker Lee gets the victory.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is set for one fall.
GB, it's time for some tag team action here at Showcase number 12.
Time for some action.
Introducing first, weighing a combined weight of 421 pounds from Paradise City, the team of Nikki H and Tommy Mars, the Superstar.
Well, they are the self-proclaimed greatest rock band of all time. Tommy Mars, Nikki H, they are the Superstars.
Superstars!
I love to see it. Tommy Mars, a graduate of Camp 7, has connected here with Nikki H, and together they're gonna have, I think, an interesting space here. Certainly heavy on the entertainment. I'm curious to see if Nikki H has perhaps hung out with Hiroshi Tanahashi in the air guitar.
Making his way to the ring, weighing in at 175 pounds, he is the Italian Shua, and his tag team partner, weighing in at 150 pounds, from steroid-infested waters, Gabriel Minnow!
Gabriel Minnow, maybe 150 pounds soaking wet, perhaps. But this is going to be a fun one, GB. We got Gabriel Minnow, you got Matteo Vercetti. It's going to be a good one.
Wait. Did he say he was from steroid-infested waters?
Well, clearly.
Well, it was infested waters that he did not drink.
Oh, well, maybe that's the case.
There it is. There it is.
But this is going to be a fun tag team matchup here.
It should be a lot of fun. So you've got Gabriel Minnow, and I like the name, Minnow in infested waters. This is just fantastic.
I see what he did there.
I see exactly what he did there. But they're going to have their hands full with the superstars. You know, this is not the first time that we've seen musically influenced artists make their way into the world of pro wrestling. So I'm excited to see what the superstars will add, and we've got a bell.
Superstars, of course, drumming and strumming. You got Tommy Mars, the drummer, and Nikki 8, of course, the guitar player, strumming over there. And, man, this is going to be fun. Tommy Mars is going to start it out with Minnow.
I believe that Nikki 8 is strumming his pain with his fingers.
There you go.
Huh?
One time.
One time.
guy named Tommy Mars, baby.
Right, Tommy Mars.
All right.
A little trash talk early goings in this matchup here.
Like a real wrestler. I'm like this.
He said he looks like a real wrestler, not to be confused.
Whoa, but look at the guns here on Minnow.
Listen, from those steroid-infested waters that can just manifest at any given time.
Both teams here trying to intimidate the other. And finally, a collar and elbow lock up there. Tommy Mars, Gabriel Minnow, center of the ring.
You know, there's an interesting dynamic with both of these teams. Both of these teams have a member of the team who is having their first wrestling match, and also have a member of the team that has had multiple matches prior to. In the ring right now is Matt Vercetti, or he calls himself Matteo, if you're nasty, the Italian show-off, and a quick tag there. The Italian show-off.
Look out! Oh!
And we're back to Minnow. We'll talk about the show-off in a little bit. But Gabriel Minnow, I almost want to find out how deep these waters went.
That's a good question, GB, but right now, both men jockeying with these side headlocks back and forth. Up and over goes Minnow. And Tommy Mars wondering where he went. Side headlock takeover there from Gabriel Minnow.
Now, here's what's interesting. Minnow, of course, this is his first match here in the world of pro wrestling. Meanwhile, when you're looking at Tommy Mars was a part of Camp 7. And since he first arrived at Camp 7, he really has had a chance to find himself, embrace his love of music, and has become a drummer.
Oh, pin attempt here from Mars.
Not to be confused with the little drummer boy who hangs out, you know,
around this time of year. Yeah, around this time of year. Happy holidays, folks.
Absolutely.
Mars now going to look for a backslide here. Pin attempt.
Whoa.
Just a 2 count. Both men still locked up. Counter there for Gabriel Minnow. Pin attempt of his own. Another backslide, no, still just a 2 count.
You know, one of the things I like about what we're seeing here at the Nightmare Factory is, you know, it's open to all shapes, all sizes, all levels of experience. And what's so cool is we know in the world of pro wrestling, no matter your size, you're going to have to encounter somebody who is either your size, they're larger, they're smaller, what have you. So this is a great test, and we're seeing quick tags on the team of Minnow and Vercetti.
Now Gabriel Minnow back in. Tag team work here from Matt and Gabriel. Double suplex attempt on Nikki 8. Nikki 8 hit hard. Not Nikki 6, not Nikki 7, but Nikki 8.
Nikki 8. You know, they say 8 is a number of new beginnings, and perhaps this might mark a new beginning for the tag team of the Superstars, but the Superstars are in trouble right now.
Vercetti
Whoa!
hit him big in the corner, and then the high knee from Gabriel Minnow. And Tommy Mars up and over the rope. Double team hip toss there. Nice job from this team of Gabriel and Matt.
I gotta tell you, I'm shocked. You would have figured.
No, Mars back up. These guys took a little too long with whatever they had in mind.
They certainly did. I was going to say that this team of Minnow and Vercetti.
Hang on now, hang on. Gabriel just went to the 27 club. Look out now, pin attempt here from Nikki 8.
Wow.
The 27 club, they call that tag team maneuver, and they just planted Gabriel Minnow.
And this is really the first instance that we've gotten to see the tag team continuity of the Superstars, because they've been overwhelmed this entire match by Minnow and Vercetti.
Now Nikki 8 with the advantage here after that pin attempt. Gonna bring Minnow back up to his feet. Clubbing blow right to the spine. Gonna take him into enemy territory. And tag in Tommy Mars.
Tommy Mars is ready to do some damage here. Oh, with a big right hand. And now they are literally taking advantage of Minnow, allowing their size to really be a determining factor here.
Matteo not doing his partner any favors there as he was distracting the ref, allowing that tag team work there by the Superstars.
You know, it's interesting to me. Many did not know this, but they actually had TVs and, dare I say, cable TV there in the pond of these infested pond. and in that infested pond, this is where Gabriel actually had a chance to check out pro wrestling. He loved John Cena. He loved Rey Mysterio. And apparently they knew how to operate in deep waters.
Or as Vercetti would call it, Chachena.
Yes.
But here we go, another pin attempt here by Tommy Mars. And Gabriel Minnow able to get that right shoulder up off the mat just in time.
Those steroid-infested waters really inspired an awful lot there in Gabriel Minnow. And I think we're seeing the heart of Minnow, which is being tested right now by the drummer element of the Superstars, that being Tommy Mars.
That's right, the drumming of Drummond and Strummond. As Mars trying to cut off that air supply of Gabriel Minnow, but Minnow's trying to make his way back up. Jawbreaker there from Minnow creates a little bit of separation.
The Drummond part not to be confused with Mr. Drummond of Different Strokes, and it does take different strokes to rule the world, as the Superstars are looking to prove here with a double suplex.
Ooh, double suplex, and Minnow's feet caught the ropes as well for extra damage.
And here it is, Nikki 8 is surveying the damage that he has caused right now on Gabriel Minnow, and Minnow is in trouble right now.
Minnow desperately needs to make a tag right now as he's so far away from his corner. The Superstars have done a great job of cutting the ring in half.
Not only have they done a great job of cutting the ring in half,
hang on.
Count of two, but they weathered that initial storm there of Minnow and Vercetti. And that was important, and that's a mark of great tag team wrestling, to be able to really weather that initial onslaught and have some endurance to last through, let people kind of wear themselves out, and now let that tag team continuity show up.
Tommy Mars back in, distracting our referee, Paul Johnson, while he's doing that in the opposite corner. Yeah, Nikki 8 with that bandana just choking Minnow.
This is pretty crazy.
And again, like it or not, it's great tag team work here. Great strategy from the Superstars.
Nikki 8 finding some new chords there with that bandana. And now we got a big tag, and Nikki 8 is on his way in the ring.
What do these guys got in mind here? Again, Minnow in a bad way, a long way from home, needs to make a tag desperately. But a big right hand there from Nikki 8.
This is crazy. You could almost say that was close to being a shot to the heart. They're too late. They could give Love a bad name here.
Minnow now back up to his feet, but he's going to be taken down once again here, as now Nikki 8 going to send him across into the ropes. Look for a tilt-a-whirl into a, DDT!
Nicely done there!
What a counter from Minnow! What a counter! Can he capitalize here?
Impressive maneuver. That one's called the pond jump there. And I like that coming from Gabriel Minnow. Now can Minnow make it over to his corner to a much-needed tag to Matteo Vercetti.
He's so close. He's just got to reach out. Both men trying to get to their corners, trying to tag in their teammates.
And there's a tag to Tommy Mars.
Both sides make the tags. Vercetti taking down Tommy Mars, the man that left Italy to come here to train.
The Italian show-off who spent a lot of time in a place called Abruzzi, who happens to be the land of one of the greatest wrestling champions of all time, that being Bruno Sammartino.
Picture perfect missile drop kick from the top rope from Vercetti.
And Vercetti now.
Yeah, he's going to bring in Nikki 8 the hard way, it looks like.
This looks vintage to me.
Shades of the Viper. What a DDT off that second rope there to Nikki 8.
You know, you mentioned the fact that Matteo left Italy. He left his family.
Wait a second. Mars just sent him on a ticket to Mars. Wait a second.
And just that fast, he nearly ended this thing.
Wow, Tommy Mars with that ticket to Mars. It wasn't going to be enough as Matteo able to kick out. And here comes Minnow once again. And a super kick there from Vercetti.
And now it looks like they're going to try that tag team maneuver again.
If they connect, this might be it. Oh, what a combination tag team maneuver. The legal man Vercetti going to pin Tommy Mars. Will it be enough?
And he got him.
How about that?
Matt Vercetti, Gabriel Minnow pull off a massive victory, and it proves that you can come from varying places and work extremely well together. On one end, you've got Italy. On another end, you've got steroid-infested waters, and they managed to produce a win.
Somehow or another, they were able to work together. They came together with that tag team maneuver at the end. What a combination move that was. Taking out Tommy Mars, the drummer of drumming and strumming the superstars. And I tell you what, man, what a big victory here at this student showcase number 12 here for the Nightmare Factory.
Massive victory, and shout out there to the superstars who I think will become superstars in time.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is set for one fall. Making their way to the ring, weighing in at 200 pounds from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Michael Solar, and his partner from the Minnow Galaxy, the Space Cowboy, Josey.
Well, that would be the Andromeda Galaxy, where the Space Cowboy Josey is from.
It would be, and he's teaming here with the Solar Superstar. These two have a bit of a galactic connection, dare I say.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Actually, a friend of ours, Chris Stanlander, also from that area, I believe.
Certainly is, and
Galaxy,
once she finally landed here on Earth, she found her way to Long Island of all places.
Yeah, go figure.
Go figure. The Andromeda Galaxy has produced quite a few wrestlers, apparently.
Yeah, apparently. We talked about Canada earlier. Canada, hot spot for wrestlers. Atlanta, of course, home of the Nightmare Factory, another hot spot for pro wrestling. And we got another big tag team matchup coming up here, folks. It's going to be a good one.
All right, we've got a great tag team, a young tag team here. Aidanger and Sebastian Blaze. Both of these guys are doing some pretty impressive things, and I can't wait for us to have a conversation about it. Aidanger there has the full white trunks on, and in the black trunks, you see Sebastian Blaze. Blaze is from Morgantown, West Virginia, and if you're looking at some of these colors on Aidanger, you can tell there's a familiarity there because he's from Chicago. Oh, well, Mr. Solar wants us to talk about him. Anything you'd like to say about Mr. Solar?
Cheer for me!
Not really.
Oh, okay.
Sebastian Blaze, though, going to start out with Solar. Let's see if Solar can bring that Solar power. Of course, we've seen Solar at previous Nightmare Factory showcases. He's been around a minute, and of course, locking up here with Sebastian Blaze.
Solar made his debut at showcase number 8. He's had a chance to wrestle in a lot of places, and that's one of the cool things about working here in the Nightmare Factory is once you graduate here, really the wrestling world is your oyster. You can show up in a lot of places in both the independent circuit and on nationally televised promotions. Oh, wow.
Wow. Solar talking trash early on, and don't let the size fool you here. Solar bringing that athleticism here, and he gets a back elbow from Sebastian Blaze.
Absolutely, Sebastian Blaze from Morgantown, West Virginia, 19 years old. It's his first match, and he looks incredible.
Ooh, pin attempt here, hang on. Just a 2 count.
Second-generation wrestler who was highly influenced by his father. Spent some time in high school playing football and basketball. Sebastian Blaze looking to really make a massive statement here tonight as part of Showcase. But there...
A blind tag from Aidanger, and Solar never even saw it coming. And here comes his partner, Space Cowboy Josey, eats a double hip toss. And a double clothesline there from Blaze and Aidanger.
And these two, Blaze and Aidanger.
Whoa!
Stinger splash there.
The height on that Stinger splash. And how about that splash there from Aidanger?
Aidanger himself just turned 18 years old with a big bulldog there.
Running Bulldog out of the corner, pin attempt here on Solar.
Bulldogs certainly run in the Nightmare family.
Absolutely, and you talked about the young team here. You're right, Aidanger just turned 18. You've got his partner, Sebastian Blaze, who's 19, 2 of the youngest members of Camp 12.
Absolutely, neither. Oh, wow. But look at that sneaky move there from the Space Cowboy Josey.
Josey on the outside. You know, fun fact, GB, Josey actually made the Kessel run in 11 parsecs, which if you're counting, that's one less than Han Solo.
Highly impressive, about 11 more than me.
And now Solar doing the right move, taking his opponent into enemy territory.
And our first official look here at the Space Cowboy.
What a tag team maneuver that was.
Space Cowboy Josey, who not only did the Kessel run in 11 parsecs, but he doesn't ride a rose, or excuse me, he doesn't ride a horse, or a rose either. He rides a rocket. And I think he rode a rocket all the way to the Nightmare Factory here, and he's looking to make a massive impression. On everybody watching, look at that big suplex
what
there.
What a suplex there from Space Cowboy Josey. Pin attempt here, not going to be enough as the Space Cowboy saves a horse, rides a rocket.
I'll tell you, it's impressive to see what he is doing. And Space Cowboy Josey, not sure if he's, well, and now we've got another quick tag in.
Yeah, Solar going to make his way back in and going to pick up where Josey left off. Elbow right to the heart of Aidanger. Aidanger in trouble here as you see his partner on the outside, Sebastian Blaze, desperate for a tag.
Solar has gone through quite a bit of evolution since the first time we saw him. You know, he was a happy-go-lucky guy when you first saw him.
Quick roll-up here.
Count of two.
You're right, GB. Yeah, he was all bubbly and kind of, you know, really playing to the fans, and now he's just changed his attitude and really doesn't even care about the fans at this point.
Well, you know, the old saying says you can either make friends, or in this case fans, or you can make money. And it looks like he wants to make money, so he can care less about the fans or making friends.
That's right. If he gets the win here, he'll get to go to get the pay, the winner's pay, the winner's purse, if you will.
Absolutely, and not just that, but you know, he knows that this is streamed all over the world.
Ooh, what a scoop slam there. Solar showing that power, that Solar power. Hook of the leg, not going to be enough. Still just a 2 count.
And I think Solar may be getting frustrated, as you can imagine, as he looks at these two members of Camp 12. And, you know, he looks at Aidanger. Aidanger, you know, straight edge by his own account, doesn't drink, doesn't do drugs, counts as his childhood hero, the guy who calls himself the best in the world, CM Punk. And so with all of that said, Aidanger would love nothing more than to prove to be victorious, but that's going to be hard against the man from the Andromeda Galaxy.
Yeah, the Space Cowboy hit Aidanger with another big scoop slam. Now a shot to the midsection, front face lock, now just pounding on the back as Aidanger tries to fight back with those right hands to the gut of Space Cowboy Josey.
You know, Space Cowboy Josey, look at the strength.
Almost made it for the tag, but yeah, Josey cut him off, sent him back into enemy territory here as Solar gets tagged in, and now Solar eats a back elbow, and now a boot there.
Aidanger trying to make his way back to the corner. How will he do it? He's on the top.
A little uneasy, but a double cross body there. He started to think about it.
He certainly did, and now can he make his way over to his partner, Sebastian Blaze?
Blaze itching for a tag, and there it is. Here comes Sebastian Blaze. Hot out of the corner, the 19-year-old with a double shoulder tackle takes down Solar and Josey.
Blaze looking to go out with a blaze of glory here.
Ducks a clothesline, does Blaze. Power slam to Solar.
Nicely done.
An attempt, will it be enough? No, 2 count as Solar able to kick out. Now Space Cowboy Josey, what's he got in mind here? Oh, my goodness. Josey just planted Blaze.
Meanwhile, Aidanger.
Oh, look out. Springboard cutter. He might not have caught all of it, but he caught enough of it.
He certainly did.
Look
Brilliant
out.
Move there.
Aidanger ducked her clothesline. Now he's caught up. And a big Samoan drop there from Solar.
Solar. Did he say cheer for him? Well, he hasn't exactly endeared himself to this audience, but Sebastian Blaze.
Oh, Blue Thunder Bomb from Blaze. Will it be enough?
Got him.
And he got him. Solar's not kicking out of that one.
Fantastic win here for Sebastian Blaze and Aidanger. Proof that there is definitely a youth movement here in the sport, and that's certainly proven to be true here in Camp 12.
Absolutely, what a big win there in their debut matchup as a tag team. Great work from all 4 competitors, but tonight, in the win column, Aidanger and Sebastian Blaze.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is set for 1 fall.
to singles action here, GB, as we have Daniel Connors getting ready to face Jay Cage. We talked to these guys before the show. Both guys looking forward to this big matchup, and so are we.
Accompanied to the ring by the Diamond Sheik, weighing in at 210 pounds, from Newcomb, New York, Daniel Connors!
Well, you know, everybody wants a cosign in this particular space, and to get a cosign from the Diamond Sheik, someone we're very familiar with, says an awful lot about Daniel Connors.
And you see Sheik bringing that Diamond Championship belt with him as well. And you're right, yeah, Diamond Sheik making waves all over the place, talking to some really big names and hanging out with some very influential people.
Absolutely.
Jay Cage gonna have to keep his head on a swivel here, as you mentioned, with Diamond Sheik at ringside.
This is gonna be quite the match. I'm looking forward to seeing both of these young talents.
Weighing in at 180 pounds, from Blacksburg, South Carolina, Jay Cage!
Jay Cage making his debut here as part of Camp 12. As we mentioned, Blacksburg, South Carolina is where he hails from, and he's a guy who played football as a walk-on and who was just really doing some incredible things, now making his way into the world of pro wrestling.
Of course, Jay Cage actually cites one of his big influences as Christian Cage, of course, no relation.
No relation, though. Christian Cage is like Father Abraham. He had many sons.
That's very true, especially as of late. But there's the bell from referee Paul Satin. Here we go, Connors and Cage locking up center of the ring.
Talk about an ever-growing family. Meanwhile, I did not quite catch the significance of the headpiece that Cage is wearing, but I'm sure it's got some degree of significance as he's wearing it here in this matchup.
Connor's gonna charge in again. Now, wait a second. You know, Cage approaching with that right fist cocked and loaded, and Connors heading for higher ground there.
Already, not even 60 seconds in, I can see the influence of the Diamond Sheik on Daniel Connors. The Diamond Sheik is not necessarily one who believes in fighting harder. He likes to fight smarter, and that could mean a number of things, including hiding and breaking a rule or two.
Now Cage face first into that top turnbuckle. Connors gonna take him on a tour of the ring. No, but Cage blocks it, shot to the midsection on Connors, and reverses, and now Connors face first into the top turnbuckle.
You know, it's so interesting. The Diamond Sheik always is looking for new talent all around the world, and so if he's already scouting here in the Nightmare Factory, that tells you plenty about Daniel Connors, but Connors is getting a tour right now of this ring courtesy of Jay Cage.
The counter there from Connors.
Uh-oh.
And the headman goes flying. Look out, nice reversal there from Jay Cage.
And Jay Cage is getting ready to fly.
Uh-oh, he's going up top. Heads up, Connors. A little uneasy on spaghetti legs right now. Here comes Jay Cage, big cross body. He almost overshot him, but he caught just enough.
Totally did, and again, for both of these guys, it's their first match, so they're really feeling their way in front of this crowd. And
now, wait a second. The referee with his attention diverted there, and Diamond Sheik with a blow to the lower back of Jay Cage.
Diamond Sheik is known for hanging out with people like the likes of Shaquille O'Neal and Rick Ross, and so certainly he's figured out an underhanded tactic or two.
Now Connors is laying the boots there to Cage. After Cage took that shot to the lower back from Diamond Sheik out there on the outside. Sheik John with the crowd in the front row. Back in the ring, Connors now going to work with the knees to the midsection.
It's so interesting. Daniel Connors out of Newcomb, New York, who spent 3 years in the world of boxing in the light heavyweight division. And so when you start talking about combat sports, the Nightmare Factory is no stranger to boxers turned wrestlers.
Wait a second, with the referee distracted again, Diamond Sheik choking Cage down there in the corner.
Diamond Sheik is paying off many dividends already in this first matchup here for Daniel Connors. But certainly Connors, a light heavyweight boxer. And, oh wow, he moved the ring on that one.
The whole ring shook that time, and now Cage in a world of hurt. And a big side slam there from Connors. Connors with a back press, hooks a leg.
Whoa.
Not gonna be enough. And I'll tell you, GB, we were talking to Jay Cage before the show. We asked him, what made you get into professional wrestling? He said, you know what? I'm trying to make my way to NXT so I can impress Tiffany Stratton.
Well, I guess for him it's Tiffy time. The question is, I hope he's not thinking about Tiffy time right now. because right now he's got to deal with Daniel Connors and outside interference already. But look at this.
Crucifix pin. Will it be enough? Oh, but his foot was on the ropes. Oh, man, I tell you what. J. Cage did not take that into account, the ring placement there of that maneuver. And lucky for Connors, he was by the ropes, and now he just delivered that back elbow to Cage.
That ring positioning, a big thing there for Daniel Connors, and you gotta think he learned that by hanging out with the Diamond Sheik.
And of course, Connors cites Bryan Danielson as one of his influences in the ground and pound there, kind of an example of Danielson.
Absolutely, Danielson, of course, part of the Blackpool Combat Club. And again, lots of combat involved in that, and you can see that makes a lot of sense given the pedigree of Daniel Connors.
Wait a second, again, Diamond Sheik with the rest back turn. Diamond Sheik lays in a right hand on J. Cage.
Diamond Sheik has clearly taught Daniel Connors how to distract the referee in a way where the referee doesn't feel like they're being distracted.
And now Connors gonna bring J. Cage back up. What's he got in mind here? Perhaps looking for a suplex.
Oh, look at this guy.
Vertical suplex, no. But the knee from J. Cage able to escape. Now Cage ducks a clothesline. Oh, look out.
Nice neck breaker there.
Neck breaker there from Cage. Finally creating some separation. Trying to get a little time to recuperate here.
Well, I'll tell you what, if J. Cage indeed wants to impress the former NXT Women's Champion, she might be watching. So, yeah, you might want to pay attention to this one.
Yeah, now's your chance, J. Cage. Now's your time to impress. If he can make his way back to his feet, can he capitalize here after that big neck breaker to Connors? But both men now back up on their feet.
It's so interesting. We saw Cage head to the top rope before. You got to wonder if he'll head back there. But it looks like he's fired up. Cage is absolutely fired up right now. Big clothesline.
What a collision in the center of the ring. Another one there as J. Cage fires off with those big lariats and a high knee right up under the chin of Connors.
J. Cage is absolutely fired up with some place to go.
Now Connors with a back elbow just rocked J. Cage. Cage ducks a clothesline. Oh, springboard into a drop kick from the middle rope. Great maneuver there from Cage.
I'll tell you what, if Stratton isn't impressed, I certainly am.
Look out now. Oh, almost like a zigzag type maneuver there. Hook of the outside leg. Will this be enough?
Count of two.
Oh, well, what a matchup, GB.
Well, it's interesting. J. Cage did cite Dolph Ziggler as one of his big influences, and that's certainly shining through. Meanwhile, what in the world?
Yeah, Sheik needs to get off the ring apron here. Oh, look out! Oh, inadvertently, Cage just caught Sheik, but now a double underhook. Look at this. Double underhook DDT from Connors.
That was pretty nasty.
Oh, from our vantage point, Cage's head right into the canvas. That's going to do it. No! Are you kidding me?
I thought Cage was done.
Wow, I think this whole building thought he was done.
Absolutely. This is an incredible matchup. We are really seeing the heart of J. Cage on display here.
Both men desperate to pull out a victory here in their debuts, in their showcase. Now look out. Sheik almost ate a boot from his own man there. Quick roll up here on Connors from Cage.
Two.
But still not going to be enough.
And look at this.
And now Connors back up. Cage needs to look out behind him, back on the floor. Don't forget.
Oh, no.
And Sheik with that Diamond Championship just clocked J. Cage.
Sheik has done everything possible. Oh, wow.
And that low drop kick from Connors. That's going to be all she wrote, I think, GB.
It could be all.
Oh, man. Give a huge assist to Diamond Sheik. Wow.
Well, I don't know how much Daniel Connors had to pay for the services of the Diamond Sheik, but I would dare say that payment was worth every single penny, because without the Diamond Sheik, you get the feeling that this match would have gone the way of J. Cage.
Absolutely, it should have, but Diamond Sheik, I mean, we've seen him for years now. We know how he is on the outside. We've seen his clients work in the ring and how he can assist them, and he came in handy there tonight.
Well, the Diamond Sheik believes that cash rules everything around him, and I think that's the case for the start of the career for one Daniel Connors.
That's right, the future. The future.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is set for one fall.
Let's go! Yeah!
Making their way to the ring, weighing in at 160 pounds.
GB, it's time for some tag team action here at Showcase number 12.
Time for some action.
Yeah!
Weighing in at 195 pounds.
Come on, me and him. You told me everything.
interesting combination here. Matt Sterling and Adrian Ward, wrestling's Warden. You saw Ward make Sterling hold the ropes for him to get into the ring.
Meanwhile, Sterling seems rather proud to be connected here to wrestling's Warden.
Oh, gross. That is so gross.
Oh, God.
Another snot rocket right in the ring. Oh, not again. Oh, come on.
Gracious.
And our camera guy here, camera guy needs a visor.
Certainly, a visor, a mask, and a hazmat suit.
Adrian Ward getting into it with the front row here tonight.
Who's looking to offer him a tissue. That's very polite of
them. Here we go, finally. I was wondering how long we were going to have to see Warden argue with the front row.
Well, he'll argue as long as they allow him to.
Isaac Garcia, Jimmy Wild making their way in here. Another interesting tag team. Of course, you see Garcia with that face paint. Cites Jeff Hardy as one of his favorites growing up. And this is going to be a fun one, GB.
This should be a very fun one. Jimmy Wild, of course, part of Camp 7 is where we first saw him. And he is back, and now he's looking for some retribution. And again, another great tag team situation here where you have a Nightmare Factory veteran teaming with someone who's having their first match.
Absolutely, that's what's going on both sides here. As the veterans, if we can call them the Nightmare Factory veterans, especially Adrian Ward, who's been here since the beginning. As they're going to lock up now with Jimmy Wild.
You know, I probably want to do more research on this, but I feel like Warden may have the record for appearing on the most student showcases. We'll double check that because he's been on a lot of them.
Yeah, you might be right, GB. As, I mean, you know, this is a guy that lived in a van back behind the Nightmare Factory for the longest time. I'm still not sure if he's back there or not. I haven't checked lately.
Well, I'll tell you what, like, you know, I saw him in that van.
Yeah.
So that's not conjecture. He really lived in that van.
Listen to this place. The action building really has it out here for Adrian Ward.
They certainly do.
Another lockup here for Wild and Ward.
I'm the best wrestler here. If you don't cheer for me, you're stupid.
Reminds me of Camp 1 and our good buddy Karl Bravo, who of course is doing incredible things over in Ring of Honor right now. Literally, the Nightmare Factory is your gateway to wherever you want to go in the sport of pro wrestling.
Another big lockup here. Oh, finally, Jimmy Wild able to turn the tables here, and look at that, kind of returning the favor, trying to show up the Warden.
You know, I think Jimmy Wild and Isaac Garcia have a really interesting challenge ahead of them because the size factor,
Size factor didn't matter there as Jimmy Wild able to hit that drop kick and sent Warden back into the corner.
And this is where Wild and Garcia are going to have to figure out how they're going to combat that, and it looks like speed and agility will be the way.
We're getting our first look now at Matt Sterling making his way into the ring. Oh, he says he doesn't want Jimmy Wild. He wants Isaac.
Well, you know, it's interesting because apparently he studied of all of the guys in Camp 12. He paid the most attention to Isaac Garcia. So these guys have had things going on all throughout the camp.
Yeah, it's been a great 12-week camp, but of course there's always going to be some inter-camp feuds, if you will.
Always, never fails.
Now side headlock for Matt Sterling. Isaac going to send him into the ropes with a big shoulder tackle from Sterling.
Now Isaac Garcia, you know, cites Jeff Hardy for his face paint, but I'm looking at the gloves and things, and I almost feel like there's perhaps a King of Pop connection there.
How about that? Leapfrog into a drop kick there from Isaac Garcia. And now Sterling misses with a clothesline. He eats a right hand from Garcia. Another right hand. And another one. Right up under the chin, just rocking Sterling right now. And Jimmy Wild from the outside getting in on the action.
And Garcia, again, his first match as well. And, you know, when you're in your first match, you're always trying to figure out strategically how do you approach these situations. And this is where it's good for him to have Jimmy Wild here working alongside of him.
Great tag team work. from this young tag team as Sterling's in trouble. Needs to make a tag, but he's a long way from his corner right now.
Certainly is. Sterling, the native of Pearl, Mississippi. And
heads up. Speaking of, Jeff Hardy. Shades of Jeff Hardy right there. Coming off the back of Jimmy Wild.
He was going for a bit of a whisper in the wind, perhaps. And
look out now. Catches the foot of Sterling.
And there, another reference there to Jeff Hardy.
Perhaps
interesting tag there from Sterling.
Perhaps looking for a twist of fate, but instead, Sterling able to make a counter and just a rake to the eyes on Garcia as the referee's distracted by the Warden.
And it's interesting because I thought I saw a tag. Didn't we see a tag?
I thought so too, but maybe not. Maybe it was not a tag. Warden just got in to distract the referee. There's a tag.
Officially a tag. Back in comes the Warden. And I think in terms of matchups, the matchup that these teams did not want is to have Garcia in there.
My goodness.
With the Warden, because Garcia is absolutely outmatched in terms of size.
I was just about to say, can we look at this size difference for a second as Isac just took that massive suplex from the much larger Adrian Ward.
And you know, it's interesting because I'm wondering if Garcia spent some time in his studying of Jeff Hardy to study how Jeff Hardy handled larger opponents. I always think about that classic match between Jeff Hardy and The Undertaker several years ago.
Absolutely. Now, a knee to the midsection from Sterling, who just tagged back in. And Garcia in a world of trouble right now.
Matt Sterling, who spent time in 4 different martial arts, including Taekwondo and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He's a guy who, quite frankly, wants to test himself against the highest caliber of opponents, which is why he left the world of martial arts, found himself here in the space of pro wrestling.
There's one thing we know about Jeff Hardy. He could take a beating and keep on going, and Garcia's got to dig deep, got to really live that influence of Jeff Hardy.
He certainly does.
And come from underneath here as he's really taking a beating from both of these guys.
Absolutely. A quick tag. Back in comes Adrian Warden. This does not look good for Garcia.
Garcia going to go for the ride, but no, he's trying to fight out here.
He's got to fight out.
Into a Hurricane Rana.
Nicely done.
And he took down the big man. Ward spills all the way to the outside as Sterling comes back into the ring. Gets kicked off by no. And right when Garcia was about to make the tag, Ward on the outside pulled Jimmy Wild off the ring apron.
And look at just how wild Ward happens to be. Very wild. And now look at this. Sterling has a plan. Oh, wow. Strong forearm there.
Big body check just takes down Garcia, and Garcia able to kick out. Digging down deep, gets that right shoulder up.
Isaac Garcia showcasing a lot of heart. And again, if you're going to have as one of your idols the one and only Jeff Hardy, you've got to have a lot of heart. Big tag, in comes the Warden. And I'm actually pretty impressed with the tag team continuity, good grief, that we're seeing here.
Great,
look at this.
You're right, great tag team work there. Warden with the pin attempt. No, somehow, some way, Garcia digs down deep once again.
Garcia barely got that shoulder up here. Garcia's got to be trying to get over to his tag team partner because he is taking an absolute mugging right now, courtesy of the Warden.
And now the Warden's trying to tie up Garcia and wrenching on those arms, trying to wear him down, see if he'll give up. Our referee, David Weekley, right on top of the action.
I'll tell you what, the Warden would love nothing more than to come here to Camp 12 and get another victory in his arsenal.
Oh! Very similar to a Jeff Hardy move there with that jawbreaker, creating separation. Can he make the tag to Jimmy Wild? Matt Sterling says no, not yet. Oh, but perhaps.
And look at this.
The leg strength of Garcia, the deceptive leg strength.
And in comes Jimmy Wild.
Able to make that tag, and Wild coming in like a house of fire.
Certainly is.
A wild house of fire, a house of wildfire. How about that?
I like it. I like it a lot.
Look out, springboard. And what a collision in the center of the ring. Takes down Matt Sterling.
Nicely done there by Jimmy Wild. Wild getting this crowd behind him.
Ducks a clothesline from Sterling. DDT from Jimmy Wild. Floats over, pin attempt here.
Count of 2.
And somehow, some way, Sterling gets that left shoulder up just in time.
And another tag. I wondered if this tag was too quick, but in comes, and there's an enziguri there, and here comes Garcia from the top.
Garcia
You don't think.
from the top.
You don't think.
I don't know. Swanton from the top.
He got all of it.
That's going to be it. No. Adrian Ward able to break it up.
The Warden doing what it is that he should do here in a tag team space. And Wild was so excited that he did not come in to potentially prevent the Warden from doing what he does. And now it's a Pier 6 brawl.
Absolutely, all hell breaking loose here in the center of the ring. The referee losing control here as all four men just going wild here. No pun intended as Wild gets sent out. Samoan drop from Sterling to Garcia. And here comes the Warden with a huge elbow to the heart.
No, because the legal man is indeed Sterling.
And somehow, are you kidding me? After all that abuse, Garcia's still able to kick out.
I'm actually very, very surprised. I thought that would have been enough to take out Isaac Garcia, but no, not enough. Garcia still a lot of heart in him.
Uh-oh.
Oh, boy.
Wait a second. The Warden going up to unfamiliar territory here. What's he got in mind? Oh, step up Enziguri to the top from the outside goes Jimmy Wild.
Meanwhile, Sterling getting distracted here. Wild up to the top.
Oh, missile drop kick from Wild takes out Sterling. Warden back up now. Warden gonna get sent out by Jimmy Wild.
Wild looking here to have a plan. Super kick.
Super kick from Wild.
Isaac Garcia still hurt. Wild wants his partner to get up. And uh-oh, here we go.
Could it be time for the twist of fate?
He got all of it.
And he caught it that time. Pin attempt here. Will it be enough? I think so.
He got him.
Wow, what a match. Woo!
A huge win there for Wild and Garcia. Garcia obviously showing a lot of love to Jeff Hardy, and for those who might forget, and I don't know how you would, Hardy, of course, a great tag team wrestler. So, oh wow, did you see the dissension there between Warden and Sterling?
Yeah, Adrian Ward frustrated with Matt Sterling, his tag team partner, as they could not pull off the victory here tonight. But the big win there from Isaac Garcia and Jimmy Wild. And look at the fan club, the Isaac Garcia fan club in the front row.
Absolutely a bright, bright future in store for both of these amazing gentlemen.
Stick with us, fans. We got one more to go.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for the main event. The following contest is set for one fall.
Well. It's main event time here, GB.
Making his way to the ring, weighing in at 182 pounds, from Portland, Oregon,
Caleb Teninty, certainly a graduate here of the Nightmare Factory. He's been all over the place, and he now has the privilege of being in the main event. Showcase 12.
Yeah, Caleb Teninty, no stranger here to the Nightmare Factory. We've been calling matches for him for quite some time now, and got a newcomer here.
Very excited about this one. Karl with a K, all the way from Sweden, making his debut here in the world of pro wrestling, and no stranger to the world of wrestling or to the world of sports, a player of professional ultimate frisbee for the Atlanta Hustle. Did you know about that?
I gotta be honest, I didn't even know there was a professional league.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. So he was a part of that, and then he's done some reality TV over in Sweden.
Always grabbing for the mic here. What's he got to say here, GB?
Well, let's find out.
I am Karl with the K, and I can talk and talk and never run out of things to say. And when I'm here in Canton, GA, yes sir, there's going to be some wrestling today. Let's go, everybody!
How about that?
All right.
Certainly knows how to rhyme.
Well, he does.
How about that? He's got the KWAK, Karl with a K.
That's Quack, not to be confused with K Quick, who certainly did a lot of rapping in his day.
Or not any of the ugly ducklings who also like to quack.
Well, that's true, too.
And here we go. Karl with a K.
Quack.
We're going to get a little quack attack.
Well, looks like we are.
The quack attack is back.
Well,
and the crowd's eating it up. The crowd's quacking right along. I love it.
well, this ought to be very, very interesting here. And again, Karl with a K spent that time on a reality show in Sweden. And this is an interesting show because on this show, they took 10 Americans to teach about Swedish culture and the language, and that's where he was able to really go back and discover his roots there in Sweden.
Well, the hammerlock here from Karl with a K on Caleb Teninty. Teninty going to counter into a side headlock, though.
And I'll tell you, one of the dangerous things about, first of all, being in the main event of the Student Showcase is there's a lot of pressure. We've seen a lot of incredible talent coming here in the main event of Student Showcase 1. We talked about Carly Bravo earlier. And then there was Student Showcase 11, the incredible Isis Reed, 15-year-old graduate of the Nightmare Factory. So a lot of pressure on the shoulders of Karl with a K.
What a scoop and a slam there to Teninty. Karl with a K. With Teninty up on his shoulders, fireman's carry position. No, but Caleb able to escape out of the ring apron. Big right hand, though, from Karl.
And I'll tell you what.
Well, look at Teninty barely hanging on. Karl's not going to let him go.
Well, yeah, Karl was holding on to him. The strength of Karl there.
Basically going to send him with a Beal back into the ring.
You got to love it. And
he's going to get this crowd quacking right along. Diana, I think he's pointing at you.
I think.
Quack, quack, no quack. All right.
The quack attack is back.
Almost like a flatliner into the top turnbuckle there from Caleb Teninty.
You know, Teninty has seen a lot in his day. Teninty even did some MMA fighting at one point. And
he's undefeated.
Undefeated, you better believe it. So he's not going to take too kindly here to anyone from Camp 12 trying to make a name at his expense.
You're right, you do. You know, we talk about this at every showcase when we have some of these former campers coming in. It's kind of like that unwritten rule. You don't want to be outshone by the new camp, and that's the case here tonight.
Absolutely. You know, it makes me think about the new kids on the block, right? Like, nobody wants to be the new kid on the block, but at the same time, nobody wants to be outshone by the new kid on the block. And that's where, and that strong forearm from Teninty said everything we just said.
Absolutely. Now, Teninty actually talking some trash and quacking, kind of mocking Karl with a K, but the crowd's getting into it here behind Karl.
They certainly are.
And another massive forearm right to the jaw of Karl from Teninty.
Interesting fun fact about Karl with a K. He actually worked for the WWE. He actually was responsible back in 2014 for helping to launch the WWE Network, which is so ironic because at this particular point, he's now working for a different way to perhaps return to the company whose network he helped to launch.
And now Karl back up to his feet. Teninty gonna send him across into the ropes. Karl shoots back. No, looking for a sunset flip here. And he's got him over. Pin attempt.
Count of two.
Just a 2 count. Teninty able to escape.
It was interesting to watch.
Oh my goodness. I tell you what, the more we've seen Teninty, the more and more vicious he gets every time we see him.
Absolutely.
And look at this, just laying in the forearms. Ground and pound action from Teninty to Karl.
The level of aggression we're seeing might be the greatest level we've ever seen from Caleb Teninty at this point. Teninty, he calls himself a shock factor of professional wrestling. What is this in his hands?
We've seen him use this before. I think it's one of those party poppers, but the referee's not going to let him use it as he goes up on the shoulders once again on Karl, but he escapes. Teninty escapes off the back.
And look at this. Oh,
beautiful release German suplex from Teninty, just folded up. Karl like an accordion pin attempt here.
Count up.
Ooh, Karl fires up that left shoulder just in time.
So here's the challenge here for Karl with a K. He's got all the things down in terms of the look. He's got the whole signature moniker. He's got the people cheering. He's got the cool merch. But now after all of that, can you hang in the ring? And I think he's being overwhelmed right now by Caleb.
He's able to block those suplex attempts and turn it into a suplex of his own. Trying to turn the table here is the man from Jönköping, Sweden, Karl with a K.
And Caleb Teninty, who has spent the last 3 months in the Northwest, and the Northwest has a strong area of pro wrestling. Lots of great people have come from there. Bryan Danielson, Swerve Strickland, the late great Roddy Piper, all found their roots there in the Northwest part of the United States.
And it's devolving into a slugfest here in the center of the ring. Both been exchanging right hands, blow after blow, right to the jaw. Who will get the upper hand here? So far, it's looking like Teninty. No, maybe not. Karl ducks a clothesline now. The strength as he just dumps Teninty down to the canvas once again. And a splash on the mat. Pin attempt here, hooks the outside leg. No, not going to be enough.
And I think, we're seeing really the challenge. Again, Karl with a K played Ultimate Frisbee. And while that certainly is significant for cardio, Ultimate Frisbee is nothing compared to the world of pro wrestling. And I think Karl with a K is being severely tested right now.
Both men, you can see the wear and tear that this match is taking on both of them right now. A big collision in the ring. Teninty taken down again with a shoulder tackle from Karl. Karl ducks a clothesline, looking for a back suplex, and he plants Teninty once again.
Nicely done. Karl with a K is starting to feel it, looking to get his quackers behind him.
And this action-building crowd, they are coming alive. The quacks are getting louder and louder as Karl back on the attack, the quack attack, if you will, looking for a tilt-a-whirl.
And he's got
perhaps what's he looking for here? Maybe a power slam?
Nicely done.
Great execution there, scoops the arm, hooks the leg. Will this be enough?
And a count of 2.
Ooh, not quite yet.
And it's very clear that Karl with a K is pulling some great things out of his arsenal. And I think he thought that power slam was going to be enough to take out Teninty.
You see the frustration on the face of Karl, but he's got to stay focused here. He's got to stay on him. This is the time right now when Teninty's down. Stay on him, Karl.
Absolutely, and these are the things that Karl with a K is learning. He's signifying something.
Now finally up on the shoulders once again. He's been trying this move all night. No, look at that. He dropped Teninty, but Teninty's legs caught the referee inadvertently.
There's no ref, and it seems like that might be a 3 count.
That would have been 3. You're right, GB, but the ref got hit by the feet of Teninty, and the ref is out on the outside on the ring apron.
Meanwhile, Caleb is reaching for, what is this, the party favors?
One of those party poppers. We've seen him use this before. The referee took it from him earlier. And the party popper right to the face of Karl with a K.
Talk about a shock factor.
There's like a shotgun going off in here. So loud. Double underhook. Wait a second. Into the cutter. What a move from Caleb Teninty.
That could be all.
And the referee comes to. No, not like this. Not like this.
No!
Karl with the K says not yet.
That K stood for kick out. As he had a major kick out there, I thought this thing was over.
And the quacks get louder once again, echoing throughout the action building. Is Karl somehow able to kick out of that maneuver there from Caleb Teninty? Teninty now maneuvers Karl to what's he got in mind here? He's going to head up to the top rope.
Teninty will fly. Teninty can do a lot of different things in this sport. Let's see what he's going to pull off here.
Heads up, heads up. Looking for a stomp, but Karl rolled out of the way. Heads up.
And now
Teninty up on the shoulders once again.
He's got him. Look at the strength.
And he planted him. That TKO-like maneuver, will it be enough to put him away?
He got him.
And Karl with the K does it.
Karl with a K, all things quack. And he managed to put it together. He had some challenges, but he weathered the storm to get the big victory over the Nightmare Factory veteran, that being Caleb Teninty.
And what a place, what a showcase to get a big win like that. The main event of Nightmare Factory Showcase number 12. And this crowd is eating it up.
Absolutely, those main event winners have gone on to do some pretty incredible things. So I'm excited to see the future for Karl with a K, who definitely has something special. There we call him Special K.
Hey, sure, why not?
Now, Positive K has also did some pretty incredible things as well. Shout out to him. But a great match, a great showing here for Karl with a K.
Absolutely. Of course, Caleb Teninty brought it as always, but could not quite get the win tonight. But Karl with a K victorious in our main event at Showcase number 12, GB. That's going to do it for us here tonight. I'm Brandon Benefield. This is Gerard Bonner. Thank you guys for joining us.
Absolutely. And remember, if you want to be a part of the greatest wrestling school ever, you can go ahead and check us out at NightmareFactoryGA.com. You can make sure you follow us as well across all the socials at Nightmare Factory GA. Remember, in all things, you have got to do the work.